Hey guys, welcome to Reincarnation of the Uchiha God Naruto Part 2. As I saw a few comments on the video, and it's been the first video to have 100 views in a while, and I think it's a big hit. We're at 95 subscribers. We're 5 subscribers away from 100. I want y'all to decide if y'all want me to do anything in particular or any ideas for something you would like to do, or just a general feel for what you would like me to do for the 100 sub special. Okay, so yeah. So we left off with Naruto using the flames of obliteration to destroy the kunai. I mean Minmato and Mito through Menma and Menmato have decided that to say, "Demon, why did you destroy it, and how?" As he said, "Cocky brats. That's what you are. Are you doing things?" And they say, "Are you doing something to describe yourself?" No, you're cocky. You're annoying, and you generally peeve me off. As he activates this in his left eye and keeps this in his right. And they're like, "What's that?" As he says, "Knockout poison 10 minutes." As they were put under a poison that would knock them out for 10 minutes and would severely take away a lot of their chakra to the point where where all their Kiwi chakra was done. As he says, also, to make sure you don't bother me, he places this seal over the Rebirth Death seal, which this is, see how there is how there's a circle in the middle and stuff surrounding it? That stands for infinite trigrams, meaning it's an unbreakable seal that makes do whatever he wants. So, and this ability can only be used with if he has this in an eye and this in the other and an eye, or essentially this in one eye and another jujutsu in the other. So he uses this, and it makes it so that now they will have problems. As he then deactivates them and says, "I'm leaving." As then Minato goes before he can even react and slits his throat. Slits his throat, but he comes back to life because he put Izanagi, as they hear the word Izanagi, even from the spiritual world, and they're like, "How aren't you going blind?" As he says, the fifth tomo allows me to automatically use infinite uses of Izanagi, even when I'm in a spiritual form. As they are like, "Oh, what? That means you're immortal." Correct. He chose to reincarnate. His last life even died before he could get the fifth one. But since I'm mad now, you should grovel. As he activates the Susanoo that I explained in the last video. And he says, "I'm leaving now," as he uses the wings to fly away. As they say, "We need to get that demon's eyes. We need to take them and make it so he'll never be able to use them." As we skip 1 year, he met a person by the name of Menma. It reminded him of Menmato's name, but they got along very fine in that. In fact, he was the reincarnation of the god of the Senju. The god of the Senju and the god of Uchiha are both immortal and are capable of eventually gaining omnipotence and omniscience. And they actually are really close friends. And this Menma is the reincarnation of this god of the Senju. But Menmato is evil. Is literally pure cockiness, I feel like. Because he thinks he's a child of prophecy. Now let's continue. They say, "We found you, demon. And the Lord Hokage, and we've already alerted Lord Hokage. He will be in your 3, 2, 1. As Minato comes with Minma and Mito, and he says, "Demon, give us your eyes." As he says no. As he by now has gained this as well, and then got the space one. So he activated the space one in his right eye, creation in his left, and he used creation of all things on the backs of his hands for the poison gone. And now that's what he did. Also, if you're wondering what he'll use the third eye for, he'll probably make a third eye into an omnipotence eye eventually. So yeah. So basically he's an unstoppable force at this point. As he says, Menma, would you like to help? As he says, sure. As he says, wood style, wood infusion bound. As they say, wait, wood style. Only Senju Hashirama had that. As he says, I'm the reincarnate of the god of Senjus. Then why don't you help me get the eyes for the village of your ancestors, of your current heritage that died? It's not his eyes. And I know it's not because all Senjus don't have the dojutsu. I was the one who granted the person who bring the Senjus to life, wood style. And his reincarnates also had it. As they say, wait, what? Or at least if they were Senju. Now, we've both had enough of you. As he does the exact same thing I explained, and he's very mad now. So he brings out his sword. They both have swords, and then they both activate the galaxy, as they're just like brothers with an unbreakable bond. And basically, they have done everything together since they met a year ago. They have an unbreakable bond. Like, there ain't nothing in the world that can get them to break their bond. He has has only wood release as his Kekkei Genkai. Naruto has way more releases than him, and therefore he's way more powerful. When they gain omnipotence, he will have a higher degree of omnipotence than the god of Senju, the reincarnation of the god of Senju. So, yeah, because his eyes will help his godly body, just like. And then, since he's gained this, now he can do this, but without the stars. As then he says, I have had enough of your games. As says Susanoo. As the other one says, wooden armor. As his wood is harder than 1 jillion times compressed titanium. And that wood surrounds the already thing, making a slight layer of armor, as well as they also put it at the edge of the blades, so that they would also absorb chakra every time they hit something that had chakra. So they started doing that. As in Menma and Mito, by now they've used about 25%, but they still have enough of the Nine Tails power, meaning that he has 50% because they both current. Actually, I don't remember what I said. But basically, he has a lot of the Nine Tails power, but I'm just gonna say that they stole it while he was asleep one day, and they were only able to get 25% each. As they both say, we've had enough of you, demon. As they both use the demonic chakra of the Nine Tails to make the full body Kuruma avatars. He says, you stole that chakra from me, and you are both cocky bratty bastards, Menmato and Mito. You know what? You both make me mad. As then the Kuruma energy also surrounds on top of that. And due to this anger and feeling even more betrayal from his family, he gains this. And he uses that to turn this into this exact thing. Like this on the dot. But when he gains Omnipotence Eye, it's going to be the size of the existence itself. If he uses it with Omnipotence Eye open. So yeah, this dude's OP. Like OP. So what we're gonna... So also, I do put a lot, and I mean a lot, of energy into trying to think of ideas as this one. I am just going out of nothing. Like, I try to get a general script in my head sometimes but I can change it if I feel that it isn't gonna be good. So essentially, this did take a while for me to think of. Okay, so I hope you do like this. I'm just gonna say that. And when we reach 100 subs, I want you to comment what you really want, because I have no idea what to do for 100 subs, and I feel like y'all have some great ideas, and I really do think that I just want to know what y'all would like to see. It's not going to be exactly on the dot for everything, but still, it's not going to be on the dot, but it will be good, but pretty good nonetheless. So that's all I ask. Anyways, let's continue with the story. So they try to attack him. He says, since he has the spaceman jet cube, like universal, yeah, it's the universal eternal magnet cube. So he has Kodo Matsukami and universal powers from the space eternal magnet cube. Like, he has space control. So he used the Kodo Matsukami on them and says, knock out. And then after they knock out, he says, I can't believe what they have done. They have gone so greedy where they would even try to take their own family's eyes. They are undeserving of their heritage, as he then puts these seals on them, which would seal away their bloodline limits, if they had any, which included the Uzumaki chains. Then he did this and used the 1 trillion cuts, the 8 trigrams. Actually, no. He brought out a belt when they he waited for them to wake up, and he brought out a belt and said, Royce Benramito, as he said, 800 trigrams, 8 billion belts. As then they did that, as then they're like, no, as they got that. And then he made them forget so they wouldn't remember, so they couldn't get even angrier at him. And then he took out the Ninetales energy. Not all of it, just leaving the amount they originated with. And now he's had all of his original energy back. So yeah, and this is where I'm going to leave it off. I'm sorry this is a little bit shorter than normal. But tomorrow is school, and I have to deal with that. So you could expect me to be a lot more tired and not be able to do as many videos as I do online school. So I'm sorry about that. And I hope that y'all like and subscribe, because that just shows me that y'all like my content, and it makes me really happy to know people like what I'm making. So, and people saying to please do more parts, that just shows me that. So it makes me a little bit upset when I can't think of anything. So I will sometimes push myself to do it, but I feel like it's always worth it. Either way, I think almighty cliffhanger.